All right. Everybody come on in here. Come on in here. Come on in here real quick. I'm not going to be on for too long. I just had to say a little something about the situation right here. I'm right here. I'm back. I'm here. I'm here. And I'm scheduled to go live later on today. So just so everybody knows, okay? And shout out to Peekaboo because I could think of Peekaboo on top of my head because Peekaboo was the one that had given me that, requested me to cover the West trial on Classic and Sincere, the two little boys from California that there's a trial currently going on. Now that was the week that I had been sick, okay? And we're gonna get into that a little bit more as to why I was not able to completely cover it. Even though the audio, the trial is available for everybody to listen to, just like the Gannon Stout situation, that is available for everyone. But let me tell you something. What I noticed right off the back, okay, that I'm just a little concerned as to why the selective here in blonde from the YouTube streets doesn't seem to quite understand that this is something you can selectively decide to listen to and or hear. Um, Let me get this intro going, and it won't be a long one because I gotta get this going. Absolutely. And shout out to Lawyer Mystery Maven. Says, thank you so much for speaking out. I'm listening to the audio now, but just wanted to think, oh, yes, absolutely. This is something that I would say. So, the YouTuber child advocate, child welfare advocate of the YouTube streets, the one that runs around yelling in front of people's homes, heckling in front of official buildings, claiming that I'm the Yahoo dude has no experience in child welfare, mind you. Okay, the same person that goes around and basically says, that she believes that everybody's guilty and she does not like the way the judicial system is set up. There's no due process when it comes to her. She doesn't quite understand it. Okay, no parts were supposed to be streamed from that trial. Let me tell you something. I was sent the link. All right. This was weeks ago. Shout out to the people on Twitter. Shout out to everybody else that messaged me. I was sent the link, and I had actually messaged these people. I said, listen, it says on the website before you go onto their WebEx or any of their Zoom, whatever meeting room in California, it says it right there. You're not allowed to restream or stream this. It says it in black and white right there. You would have to selectively decide, I'm not going to read this shit and just bypass it. And why it's a big deal, it's very simple. Yo, we are not allowed some of this information. We're not privy to it. And these kids right here, they went like I just don't understand the thought process behind somebody who says, I don't give a fuck about what the judicial system has put out there for me. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it because my name is fucking Bullhorn Betty and I got a bullhorn stuck up my ass, and that's how I speak. I am tired of this shit. Okay, and this is why you fucking idiots, Molly, all these fucking people, this is why you go through the shit that you go through. Okay, this is why you're not here. Keep fucking around with it. These are people's lives, guys. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I'm pissed. I'm pissed. This is my language. I'm mad the fact that somebody who has such a big following, okay? Because honestly, we have big followings here, that they would use this platform to continuously not give a fuck about the laws and procedures that are set in place, and they continue to have a platform. And then you guys get mad out there. Oh, we're not cancel culture. I'm sorry, she needs to be canceled as well as anybody else who fucks around with innocent people this way, who makes this about them. And thank you, Lawyer Mystery says, please do not restream, record the audio of the West trial in accordance with the court orders and rules. It said it in black and white. I even asked around before I even thought about it. It said it in black and white. Okay, this isn't about having selective hearing or trying to do something about standing up. No, it's very simple. You could hear the hearing and give a summary about your thoughts about the situation. You don't stream the hearing. You don't. The Gannon Stout situation is different. They're allowing people to stream it. That's fine with them. Okay, because they're not allowing media in there. There's only one media source that's allowed in El Paso County right now under that courtroom. That's it. But this is why the judge has permitted WebEx for that trial. For this specific trial, they don't want recordings. How? Why can't we follow simple, basic rules? Help me understand this. Help me understand this. How does a child advocate not know this shit? Yes. Yes. Butthole Betty streamed it. Very simple. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Classic and Sincere didn't need this. Are you kidding me? What are we doing here? It's the same woman. Let me put this up here. Hold up. And it's so sad to me that you have a judge that has to remind people not to stream this shit, right? You have a judge that says, don't stream this shit. Shout out to Dietz. Dietz did this phenomenal video. I need you guys to go subscribe, and I'm giving credit to Dietz. I freaking love this video because this tells you the stupidity. Okay, let me go ahead and play this.
Our law enforcement should really consider doing better. Not our law enforcement. The law enforcement did great. Let's not sugarcoat this. They did an amazing job out here. It's not the law enforcement. It's our judicial system.
Now, it's important to remember that part because later in her stream, she continued on about how law enforcement was not doing their jobs.
Sure
does.
That's
not the part of the clip.
Something in here that she says. Listen up.
Judicial process. It's the bleeding hearts wanting to save children. Some children are not worth saving, and I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. Just like some dogs. Some dogs are too vicious that they have to be.
Some children are not worth saving. Some children are not worth saving. You know how many people are in the child welfare system that are essentially consumed and stuck in the system, that will be aging out of the system? You talk to these people, and I'm telling you, a lot of people have the same. There's some people out there that believe that some children are not worth saving, and so they leave them in the child welfare system so that they can be raised. So here's this woman who not only wants the child welfare system to stand up and do something and change, right? And take everybody's kids, but she wants to euthanize kids as well. Yeah. This person that you continue to support wants to euthanize children. So she wants the system to raise kids, and then she wants people to she wants a system to euthanize the kids too. Help me understand this. It is disgusting. Some kid. So for me, it's like, how do you even believe the sincerity of anything that comes out of this woman? She is not an advocate. She is not an advocate. Trust me, somebody coming from an actual social work degree that worked in the system. Okay, this woman is not an advocate. And it's insulting to have somebody call themselves a child advocate and then sit there and just not follow basic rules from a judge and respect people's privacies, respect the law that supports the privacy of Classic and Sincere, that supports the privacy of these kids that are not here anymore. Why? Just because you had a fucked up childhood doesn't mean that everybody needs to endure what you've endured. Just because you can't have children, shit, can you imagine? She's talking about euthanizing kids. What is wrong with, something is wrong with her, yo. This is like some backwards shit right here.
Euthanized. And we have to take into consideration, because we consider dogs animals. Human beings are animals too.
Wow.
We're just a different species of animals. We're all mammals. We are all, even dogs. They have hair, they breathe oxygen, they give live birth. We are mammals. We are animals. And some of us are too vicious to live amongst the rest of us.
Wow.
And we need to euthanize them like we do the vicious dogs. And that's how I feel. I don't think an age changes what's in their heart, in their mind, and in their soul. I just don't believe that.
Yep, that came out of the mouth of a quote unquote advocate. Let's take the weird analogy of humans to dogs out of it and listen to what she really said.
It's the bleeding hearts wanting to save children. Some children are not worth saving, and I'm sorry. And some of us are too vicious to live amongst the rest of us.
Some children are not worth saving. If this was your kid, God forbid that your child commits a crime. Let's just put it out there. God forbid that your child murders somebody. Okay? This is the same person that would probably pull the plug, and they wouldn't even believe that your child deserves any type of due process, any type of representation. This is the same person. Okay? So if she can't respect basic, don't stream this trial, okay, because there is private information here. These are kids that we need to respect. They're no longer here, and we need to respect them. How can you be expected to like have her respect human life in general, let alone a child's life? You know what, PJ? And even if that's the case, a lot of us, myself included, we could probably put ourselves in that bucket. But why euthanize children off your kids? And she's the one streaming this trial. I mean, like I said, if she doesn't give a shit about basic rules in a court of law, and she calls herself a child advocate, no agency would ever place children with her. She's a dangerous person to have any kind of kids placed around her, my understanding. Okay? This is a quick buck for her. It always has been.
And we need to euthanize them like we do the vicious dogs. And that's how I feel. I don't think an age changes what's in their heart, in their mind, and in their soul. I just don't believe that.
I, for one, am very thankful that the Supreme Court does not agree with Betty. This is from a legal article.
This is why I love what Dietz did here. Dietz talked about the fact that you can't look at children as adults based on the frontal, the frontal and the prefrontal lobes of the brain. Okay, children, they're not developed. All right. Matter of fact, a lot of us don't fully develop until especially women, until after the age of 22, 23 is when our prefrontal lobe and all that other stuff. A lot of, and again, considering the fact that you're growing up in an environment where you're not facing not seeking, but facing trauma. All right, assuming that you have a pretty good childhood upbringing, because remember, trauma regresses growth, if for those that don't understand. So for somebody to put out there that they would be willing to euthanize children, okay, children, is ridiculous to me. This woman does not give a shit about anybody. I'm sorry. This is crazy. And if you only watch her for the sensationalism or for the train wreck, just like her counterpart, then that's exactly what you're going to get. Nothing out of this woman that comes out is truth. There is no truth whatsoever, no credibility, no child advocate, no one with any type of social work and or advocacy work would do the shit that she does online. Hear me when I say that. Hear me when I say that. This woman is a fraud.
And it states, while adolescents can and should be held accountable for their actions, new scientific information demonstrates that they cannot fairly be held accountable to the same extent as adults. Studies by the Harvard Medical School, the National Institute of Mental Health, and the UCLA's Department of Neuroscience finds that the frontal and prefrontal lobes of the brain, which regulate impulse control and judgment, are not fully developed in adolescence.
They're not. And some, depending, another thing you have to keep in mind too, especially for women, take into consideration PMS, take into consideration pregnancy, take into consideration hormone, all those, imbalances. Those are things that you have to take into consideration, as well as diet, environment. Any trauma that comes can affect somebody's ability to grow. for brain development. This is why, even in childhood, all we have is a number. Okay. But for those that are saying, well, they need to be held accountable, we need to be very careful. We need to be very careful. I thank God. Let me tell you something. As crazy as a lot of the guardian ad litems when I would go to court would drive me crazy, that would represent the kiddos, they would. But at the same time, they're at the best. They're doing their work for the child. They're not representing anybody else but the child. Okay, and we need more people like that. These kids, the kids in Florida currently, the ones that committed the crimes or are being charged with committing those heinous crimes. Let me explain something to you. Those kids, 12, 16, no matter what, they still deserve there's still a trial. They'll still need to be faced with that. They still need to have some level of advocacy. That is what makes our judicial system better. Even though it's fucked up sometimes, it makes it better. No other country compares. Okay? No other country compares. So to have some fucking idiot out there thinking that she can just get in her car, be supported by these other idiots, all right? Because that's what they are. I don't give a shit. And then she drives across country spewing some stupid shit about the judicial system, which she knows nothing about unless she sat in there and faced it. There's nothing else to it. There really isn't. There really isn't. There really isn't. I don't care if she was a paralegal. A paralegal of what? What? You don't even do basic research. You would know. Well, basic research. Let me make sure that I can stream this trial, which is what a lot of us did. Lawyer Maven is giving trial reviews on this case. If you guys are interested, go watch her. She's giving, and this is from an attorney, not a fucking paralegal. No, excuse me. All right. Shout out to the paralegals, but I'm just saying, okay? Nothing beats what 5 or 4 or 6 years of law school versus somebody who has some type of a 2-year or certificate. There is a difference. There's a difference. Okay. I'm not going to go to a paralegal to handle my criminal case. No, I'm going to an attorney. All right. I'm not going to go to some, what is it, life coach from online. No, I'm going to go to an actual therapist or counselor with some type of counseling benefit and degree that doesn't have their best interests at heart. It's my best interests. So, why I'm going ham right now is because these kids don't deserve that. They don't. They don't. They don't. These can be your kids too. And I'm amazed that everybody is okay with that. This is what you guys need to follow. This is Lawyer Mystery Maven. She's giving the up to dates without streaming. She's doing it. And she's a professional at it. And she's an actual attorney, not a paralegal, not something that you just slap on your YouTube channel. Not a YouTube child advocate. No, a real one. A real one. Okay? I don't ever see this person right here trying to get money from people. I don't ever see her trying to ask for donations ever. Okay, you guys go follow her and get the latest from her. These kids right here, they deserve somebody that is able to be empathetic and is able to give the information out there. I'm tired of this shit. I really, I'm tired of the people that get away with this. I'm tired of it. I see it all the time. It's so crazy to me. It's so crazy to me. Yes, Carol. But she can't even read the directions, and a lot of people are flipping out right now because of this. And it's funny because I contacted somebody who I had been speaking. I've been speaking to this person for about a year and a half on various cases, and they also got wind that she was streaming the court hearing, and basically the court was notified. This is not okay to do. This is not okay to do. Okay, this is the same woman that said that she would euthanize your kids, and she wants the child welfare system to take them. Okay, because these parents aren't doing right, but she wants to euthanize your kids. Are you kidding me? It is. It is. Absolutely. Absolutely. Uh, uh, go for it. Go for it. And I don't give a shit. She can, what did she say? Little girl, stop poo pooing. Little girl, stop poo pooing. Well, shit. Make room. Move out of the way. I'm here. Okay? Somebody with actual experience that knows what the fuck they're talking about. Move out of the way. Okay? And none of this shit that you do really does any. I don't give a shit. I've been doxxed. I've been blah, 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 whatever. I don't give a shit. Okay? Move out of the way. All right? Let the real professionals, let the real people with actual experience in the field actually speak on these topics. Let them do what they do. Period. Bullhorn Betty. That's it. That's North Cal. That's all she can do. She can grab that bullhorn and just spew shit out of her asshole. That's all she does. That's all. That's all. That's it. That's it. Just move out of the way because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And Mystery Maven over here does as well. Okay? So, hey, it is what it is. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I just wanted to come in here and literally, I was like, let me just go up for 20 minutes or less and just say what I had to say. I had to go off, I had to call out. And you guys know when shit like that, it just gets to me. And I'm like, listen, we got to call out this shit. I don't care what she could say whatever. She could say whatever. She could do what, I don't care. I don't care. Seriously. Now your Molly the leader is gone. It's her and these other people, whatever. Okay? Do what you do. All right? I'm out of here. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Thank you so much. Shout out to Deets. Shout out to Lawyer Mystery Maven. You guys check those two channels out. I know Deets is going live soon and she's going to be talking about this potentially. Shout out to her. She's a great channel, as well as Lawyer Mystery Maven. Okay, you guys check them out. I got to head out. I'll be live later on today because we got a lot of topics to cover. All right. Bye, guys.